And welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, and we have a new guest joining us, Ryan here. Welcome on in. I guess let people know a little bit about you, and then we'll get started.
Sure. Thanks for having me. I have a lot of sports interests. I have my loyalties are all over the place. Um, I live in Washington State, but I'm from the Washington D.C. area, so Orioles, Nationals, Caps, but also other teams. Like I'm a University of Arizona fan in college basketball, and I've got loyalties all over the map. I'm new to capping. I mean, I've always wagered, but never really took it seriously until I started following other people and programs like this where you could get opinions, and I started putting more thought into capping. And so I like baseball, hockey, football, NASCAR, MMA, a lot of things.
Awesome. Yeah, the industry is booming here in Canada. Single game sports betting was legalized across the country. In Ontario, in my province. The industry is booming here. We will start with the game that's starting here in about 8 minutes. Originally, I wasn't going to have it on, but it's a pretty good game, actually. I found a couple spots that I really like in it. So I thought we'd quickly throw it on here before we get to the other games. The Guardians are in Chicago facing the White Sox. You can find Cleveland anywhere from plus 100 to minus 111. The White Sox you can find anywhere from minus 111 to minus 120. Mostly totals of 8.5. But I'm going to the first 5 for both my bets in this game. I'm taking Cleveland first 5 money line at plus 100. And I'm also taking the first 5 under 4.5, which I got at plus 100. Now the best odds you can find for it is minus 110. In this one, McKenzie, 3-0 in July. He's pitched 21 innings, hasn't given up an earned run, and has 23 strikeouts. Cueto, he's allowed 3 or less earned runs in 9 straight games. Especially in his last few games, he's been better, but he has not allowed 4 earned runs in 9 games. He has been pitching well. So I like the first 5 under, and I like Cleveland to be leading. I would have loved to get the first 5 plus a half, but it's around minus 150, minus 145 for that. Not really a price I like to play. So I did the plus 100. I'll take the push if that's what happens. But give me a 1 or 2-0 Cleveland lead after first 5, and I'll be super happy in this game. Ryan, what do you think here? Guardians and White Sox.
Yeah, I don't have real strong feel for this game. I lean towards the Guardians, and that's really it. I like Tristan McKenzie. I haven't bet him much this year just because of the positions that he's been in. So I just have so now the Guardians have won 4 straight now. I think that would be a good a good trend to follow. But other than that, I don't have real strong feel for this game. And I saw it was an early game and decided to not pick a side.
All right. What's up, Justin? Thanks for hitting the like button. You personally love Dodgers over 8. We'll get to that game at the end and last pitch. I didn't personally get to that game at all. Urias, he not the Dodgers pitcher I want to back, just because a lot of the time he'll play well when I don't play the game, but when I do play the game, that's when he usually has his bad games, or the Dodgers just don't seem to hit for him sometimes. Best of luck there. We'll jump into this one. Everyone knew I was going to be talking about this game. The Blue Jays are in Boston, again, facing the Red Sox here. What can be said about yesterday? They broke history. Toronto history, the most hits in a game, the most runs scored in a game, and they also broke Boston history in the most runs that Boston has ever allowed in a game. which was previously 27, is now 28. So the Blue Jays had a historic night yesterday. A lot of people said after the Kansas City series that it was time to hit the panic button with the Jays. They came back from the All-Star break. Their new skipper, Schneider, had a meeting with them and kind of said, hey, it's a fresh start. We're okay. We're going to be fine. Let's do this. Let's go out there. First base coachman came back, Budzinski, from the tragic passing of his daughter. That was his first game back yesterday. And longtime Jays announcer, Buck Martinez, is returning on Tuesday. So there's a lot of emotional stuff going on in the locker room besides facing one of their biggest rivals in the Red Sox. But if we look at Boston, in their previous 2 games before the All-Star break, they allowed 14 runs and 13 runs in their 2 games facing the Yankees previous to that, and then came back here in their first game and allowed double that in 28 runs against the Jays. The Jays are not going to score 28 runs today, but I do like them in this spot. You can find them anywhere from minus 183 to minus 155. Boston is anywhere from minus 130 to plus 130 to plus 152. You can find totals of 9.5s and 9s. I am on Toronto first 5 minus a half, which I got at plus 104 yesterday. You can get it at minus 115, kind of the best price right now. And then Toronto full game run line, which I got at plus 132 yesterday. It's now plus 105 in this one. Manoah has faced Boston 2 games this year. He gave up 2 earned runs in the one game, nothing in the other game. He's played well against Boston. Crawford, 1-1 in 2 games started at home this year with a 5.09 ERA. This Boston team is in trouble pitching-wise. And the Jays, every single player had multi-hits yesterday. So not only did every player get a hit, every player had multi-hits, and every player scored a run. So, yes, the Jays offense won't be like that today, but I could easily see an 8-2 win. I could see 8-2, 7-2 win here by the Jays. So I'm on the Jays run line, first 5 minus a half, and I also have their money line and a parlay. Ryan, what do you think here? Blue Jays and Red Sox.
Yeah, my strongest play here is on the over 9.5. The Cutter Crawford guy, he has a tendency to walk. I think I don't have anything to back this up, but it looks to me like his numbers are better than they should be. You know, he's had starts where he'll have a bunch of walks, but it doesn't lead to runs. So I think, I think there's some regression here in his numbers. Alex Manoah is consistent. He, basically puts up more or less the same numbers, home versus away, and across his starts. 6 or so strikeouts. He does give up a home run here or there. The Red Sox are a little bit of a dumpster fire. Like, they've now lost 9 out of 11 games. They used 5 pieces of their bullpen last night and a position player to pitch. So it's looking bad for the Red Sox. Basically, just the trends lead to the over. Both teams are good against right-handed pitching. Fenway is a good park for the over. I think over 9.5 is a strong play.
All right. Yes, George Springer is returning to the lineup for the Jays, leading off. I'm totally blanking on his name. Martinez is out again for Boston. So another big bat in Boston's lineup is out. The one thing I noticed yesterday was just their defense. Not only was their pitching horrible, but the amount of pop-ups that they weren't able to catch. They're going to have to clean that up quick here, or the Jays are going to run away with this game in this series. But we will move on along. The Minnesota Twins playing their first game after the All-Star break, as well as the Tigers in Detroit here for this one. We have former Twin, Michael Pineda, on the mound for the Tigers. Joe Ryan on the mound for the Twins. Right now, if you want Minnesota on the money line, you're going to have to pay minus 175 to minus 200. You can get Detroit at plus 145 to plus 160. Totals of 8.5 and 9s. Looking at the spread, you can get the Twins minus 104 on the run line, or you can get Detroit plus 1.5 for minus 105 in this one. I'm on Minnesota first 5 minus 0.5. Which you can currently find right now for minus 125. I got it at minus 120. I like Joe Ryan. I like the Twins. I like the Twins against righties. Pineda has been pretty good at home, coming off a really bad start in his last game. But Joe Ryan, 4 earned runs in his last 3 games. He did have a rocky June, but July has treated him well. And Tigers are a great team to face when you're kind of pitching well, to kind of continue that with their offense. So I like Minnesota first 5 minus 0.5. No full game plays for me on this one because the Minnesota's bullpen sometimes can be people think, okay, they're going to blow it, and then they don't allow a run and they pitch great. And then other times people are on the Twins full game and their bullpen blows it. So their bullpen is suspect, can be very good, can be very bad. So I'm just going to bet on Joe Ryan and the Twins offense. I think in the first 5, we'll hit Pineda a bit here in this one. Ryan, what do you think? Twins and Tigers?
Yeah, so my pick is the same. It's the Twins first 5. The way I'm looking at this game is like Manoah, Joe Ryan is consistent, and you're going to get you pretty much know what you're going to get from him. Now Pineda is not, and he's had some injury. I guess he had a hand fracture, was out for a while. He got shelled against the Guardians recently, and his ERA just ballooned from 3.6 to 5.2. So I think the question is, are you going to get mediocre Pineda or bad Pineda is really what this game boils down to. And the Tigers surprisingly have a strong bullpen, and I think the first 5 takes that out of the equation. So I think it's the better play. Another way you could do it is the Tigers team total under 3.5. Just have it, they've got a lot of weak bats. I think that might be one way to look at it.
Great, cool. So we're all both on Minnesota first 5. So go Twins first 5. We'll jump into this next one. The Rockies and the Brewers. I'll bring up the odds here. You can find Colorado anywhere from plus 220 to plus 236. So big, huge underdogs, Colorado in this one. You can find Milwaukee anywhere from minus 275 to minus 300. Mostly 8.5s. I see 1.8 available in this one. But I'm going right back again to the first 5 in this one. And I took it under. First 5 under 4.5, which I got at minus 105. You can get it for minus 109, minus 110 in some books, depending on which books you have access to. But I like the first 5 under in this one. Both pitchers have been pitching well. So I like a lower scoring start to this one. But no real opinions on the side. Obviously, Milwaukee is huge favorites. But Nick has been fading, minus 300 favorites. So I don't think he's doing it today because most books don't really have them at minus 300. But Colorado could be a live dog in this spot. They definitely tried yesterday, but were a little unsuccessful there. But I'm going to stick with the first 5 under 4.5 in this one. Ryan, what do you think? Rockies and Brewers.
Yeah, similar thoughts. Jose Urania used to pitch for the Brewers, so I guess this could be like a revenge game. And Urania's like this mystery. He doesn't have many starts, and it looks like he's actually pretty good. So My play is the under 8.5. And also, I think Woodruff is trending in the right direction. He seems to be getting better this time of year. So I think just the trend here, the under 8.5 is the play here for the full game.
All right, first 5 under for me, full game under for you. I like it. We'll go on to the last game before we get to last pitch, and then I do have the best bets from other people to go over at the end as well. We have the Angels and the Braves in this one. Ohtani got me the strikeouts I needed him to get yesterday. Didn't have any plays on Atlanta, a team that I like to back, and they came through. Basically, I didn't play them because of Ohtani, but they hit Ohtani at the end of his start there. So he finally got some. He finally let up some runs, but it is a pretty good Atlanta team, in my opinion, at least. I like the Braves. They are at home here against the Angels once again. You can find the Braves anywhere from -200 to -225. You can find the Angels +170 to +180. 8.5s across the board in this one. I took right over 6.5 strikeouts, and we'll just quickly go and look and see what is currently available for this one. Atlanta, one of the highest strikeout pitchers in the league, so I would like for that to continue here. And I don't know why I can't get to it. So there we go. I still can't get to it, but try to get this here. I don't know why. There it is. Total strikeouts, you can get 6.5 for approximately anywhere from +106, -117. The Angels strike out a lot. So do the Braves. So you could also look the other way. But I like the Braves in this spot. I'm on their first 5. I'm on over 6.5 strikeouts, and I also have the Braves money line in a parlay with the Blue Jays. Toronto money line and Atlanta money line parlay together is +157. I really like that. Lately, before the All-Star break, I was going Atlanta and Dodgers two-teamer. I was having a lot of success with that. But with Urias in the mound, like I said earlier, not one of the pitchers I like to back for the Dodgers. So I have the Jays with right here. But I want to talk anybody off taking Braves first 5 full game. I think they do have another convincing win in this one. Ryan, Angels and Braves, what do you think here?
Yeah, I think that the Angels are a special team in that they're bad. Like they've got some superstars, but I think we need to consider them as, basically a really bad team. They're, I think, it's 2-13 in the last 15, and then they've only won 15 of their last 61. I mean, they're losing at a tremendous clip, and it's getting to the point where when you look at your card every day, it's who are the Angels playing, and is there value? And I think there is, and I think there's good value here as a parlay piece for the Angels, or excuse me, for the Braves, who are on a roll. They're beating up on bad teams, they're beating up on the Nationals, and now the Angels, but I think they roll.
Awesome. Yeah, the Angels had such a great start. Angels, a team that hasn't been to the playoffs for a while, I think kind of got some of their fans and other people in general a little bit excited about them in the early start, but then just kind of fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened. They were playing great and then just literally fell off a cliff and have lost since then. So kind of a mystery of what happened to them. Before we get to last pitch, BetStamp, use code WILD. Thank you to everybody that has signed up so far. BetStamp, the screen that I bring up here, showing you all the odds. Literally, I post my plays as soon as I bet them on BetStamp, so you can find them there. and you can find the best odds for whatever you're betting. So make sure to go and sign up BetStamp. Use code WILD. It's a free app, so it doesn't cost you anything, but will help you out for sure. We will move on to last pitch. I only have one pick in baseball that we didn't cover, and that is Max Meyer over 4.5 strikeouts for plus 120 in the Miami and Pittsburgh game. Pittsburgh, the third highest strikeout team in the league. Max Meyer was very good with strikeouts in the minor leagues. Cashed me my strikeout prop in his first game, and I think he once again does it. He pitched very well in his first game until the end of it. The first few innings, he pitched really well, but then unfortunately got lit up. And I would not recommend backing Miami because they are facing a lefty. And yes, Miami finally scored a run after 3 games of not scoring a run. They scored 8 yesterday, but I won't back them against a lefty. But I will back Max Meyer. I think this kid has a lot of potential, and I'll back him to get me 5 strikeouts, which he did his last game against Philly. I think he can do it again here, and a probably improved start here against Pittsburgh. And basically that was it for me. I didn't really get to any other games. Cleveland White Sox game 2. Part of me wants to take the over in that just because White Sox hit lefties well, facing a lefty in Pilkington. Guardians hit righties well, facing Lance Lynn, who can be a real bum. But he also can sometimes pitch well, and then with the fact that it's a doubleheader, also makes me a little bit nervous. So I haven't officially got to anything there yet. We'll kind of see how game 1 goes and play it by ear. Follow me at Let's Go Wild Picks at BetStamp and see if I add anything. Houston, Seattle, Verlander against Gilbert. That's a great pitching matchup. Nick said on yesterday's show that the All-Star break may have stopped Seattle's momentum. And shockingly, they weren't able to hit Urquidy. They had no issues hitting him the 3 previous games this season, but they did have issues yesterday, and Houston won. Now they have their ace Verlander on the mound. I was looking at the first 5 under, but I don't like taking first 5 under 3.5s unless they're plus money, which it is not. That's ultimately a pass for me. Cubs and Phillies, Stroman against Wheeler. I expect Wheeler to bounce back after his rough game against Toronto, but just no strong enough opinions to pull the trigger on anything in that game. Cardinals, Reds, Mats against Minor, 2 lefties. Cardinals can hit lefties, but Mike Minor, pretty good start in his last game. Steven Matz, not exactly sure what I'm going to get from him, so ultimately a pass. Yankees, Orioles, Cole against Lyles. I backed Lyles, and that came back to bite me. The Orioles, another team that was really hot before the All-Star break, but may be coming back down to earth after the All-Star break. Padres, Mets, Snell against Bassett. Yes, Snell is bad, but Mets against lefties and Mets offense in general, when I back them at least, doesn't seem to show up. Last night is an example. So I'm not touching that Mets game. Yes, Snell is not really good, and Mets should be able to hit him and should be able to win. But I could see an instance where Padres win this game 4-2 or something like that. So I'm not getting involved. Rays, Royals, again, a pass. I want to back Royals and Singer, but didn't get to it. Giants, Dodgers, Wood against Urias. Like I said earlier, Urias 8-6 in the year with a 2.89 ERA. So he has a good ERA, but a lot of the times the team just doesn't hit for him. Coming off a good game against the Angels, a really bad game against the Cubs previous to that, a really good game before that against Colorado. So I could definitely see anybody taking the Dodgers, and I wouldn't talk you off it against Wood and the Giants, who are a disappointment this year. But I didn't get to it. D-backs Washington Nationals. That's a pass for me. I don't touch bum teams. No offense to any fans of Nationals and Diamondbacks, but I don't like the bum fights like Nick does. But if I had to get it to anything, I would be looking at Arizona in some fashion. And Rangers and Athletics, again, not going to touch a bum fight. Pitching change for Texas last night. It was somebody else, and now it is Matt Bush, who will go 1 inning. So keep that in mind, but nothing for me in that one. Ryan, last pitch. Anything else in the world of baseball or any other sports that you want to give out? The floor is yours.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, one game I really like is Cardinals Reds. It's just basically a bad pitching matchup. Matz is coming off the injury, the IL. The Tyler Stevenson is now on the IL. There's a bunch of injuries going, in this series, both teams. But the Reds lose their starting catcher, so that could have implications as to handling of the pitcher. Just a lot of over trends going on. Both teams have been getting, the over is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings, and these teams are basically playing like a home and home split across the All-Star break. It's really strong lean to the over here. And spoiler alert, I think I'm doing well fading pitchers coming off the IL, and so I think there's a live dog here with the Reds. Another game I like is this which should be a good game, the Mariners and the Astros. Really good pitching matchup. Verlander is cruising. He's doing well. I think that K prop for him is good. Whether you get it at 7 or 8, I think there's good value. During the daytime, especially, T-Mobile Park in Seattle plays well to the under, so there's a strong trend there. Just a lot of trends point to the under, and I think you could almost even pick like the score. Like this is going to be a 4-2 game, or a 3-1 game. Gilbert, is consistent. Verlander's been really good lately, so I really like. The only uncertainty is the Houston bullpen, right? So they've been because of the doubleheader on Thursday, and also last night's game, their bullpen's getting worked all of a sudden, and Presley is out on paternity leave, so first 5 for Houston could be a really good play here. And you take the bullpen out of the equation. One of the other games, you referred to it as the bum fight, the Nationals and the Diamondbacks. Like the Diamondbacks here because, who is this Anibal Sanchez guy? Like this 38-year-old player that the Nationals got off the trash heap. Like, I just, fade this guy. That's all I can say. The psyche of the Nationals has to be really poor. They're about to lose their best player to a trade. Probably everyone else is hoping they get traded. It's just they're amassing losses in chunks. They lose games, 4 or 5 at a time. They're just a really bad team. So I like the Diamondbacks there. Those are my really the strong plays I have for today. I feel sort of the same about the Dodgers and the Giants. Not the greatest pitching match for the Dodgers, but they are, they do really well in the run line. So there's good value in the run line. I'm personally playing the Tampa Bay just because I'm on a roll betting them. And, going against the grain here. Singer's good, but, I'm just going against the grain and just I feel like I'm playing with house money with Tampa Bay. So I'm going to keep that trend going, hopefully. I kind of ended up passing on Yankees Orioles. Lyles and Cole are both hard to pin down. There's a lot of things that could point to the over, except Camden Yards plays well to the under. So I ended up passing on that one. And that's all I had.
All right, perfect. We will go to the best bet segment, and I will bring up everything here. 1 second. We'll start with dog of the day as we always do. And for me, no dogs today. There are no dogs that I'm on. The closest thing would be the Cleveland first five in the game that's playing now. But it's always a dog to win on the money line. So no dog for me. Nick is going with the New York Liberty. Or sorry, Tim is going New York Liberty. Bryant is taking the Kansas City Royals. And Dave is going Pittsburgh Pirates. Ryan, is there a dog that you like today?
Yes, the Reds. It's 140 plus 141, and it's just fading Mats. Coming off the IL, those spots seem to do well. I did. I'm drawing a blank now. Oh yeah, I mean I wouldn't talk anyone out of that big Rockies number. I'm not playing it, but I could see them pulling an upset. But so I agree the Rockies are a live dog, but I'm not playing it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm not playing it either. I want to, but I don't think I will. But over under Colorado Milwaukee first five under 4.5. That's one of my totals today. The other one is the game that started at 1. So because we're past that point now in the first five, I'm not going to give that out. So first five under 4.5, Colorado Milwaukee. Tim is going Minnesota Detroit over 8.5. He likes runs in that game. Bryant Texas Oakland over 7.5, and Dave is taking Houston Seattle first five under 3.5. Ryan, is there a total that you like today?
I also like. I think the best one is the Houston Seattle first five under. I do like the Rockies Brewers under, and I also I am playing the Reds and Cardinals over. But I think the best bet is that Houston Seattle game.
Perfect. And then going on to best bets, best parlay pieces. For me, best parlay piece, I'm taking the Blue Jays money line. This Blue Jays team is hot. I like them to keep going. Nick is going with the Mets money line. Tim is taking Houston Seattle under 7. Brian is taking Seattle first five, team total under 2.5. And Dave is also on the Jays money line. That's his parlay piece. Ryan, what do you think here for parlay piece?
Parlay piece, it would be between the Braves and the Diamondbacks, and I will take the Diamondbacks. I think that's a minus 150.
Right. So on the Diamondbacks money line for parlay piece, best bets, and we'll quickly take a look at the at the standings here because it's been a while since we've done that. Currently, Bryant in the lead, up 6.35 units. I'm catching up to him now, plus 5.26. And then we go down the line here. A few of us really close to being profitable and can get there for sure. Nick is definitely trying to bounce back with his best bet today. Parlay piece, rocking and rolling there. Dog of the day. Hey, dog of the days are tough. So well done to Bryant for sure there. Over under, definitely going to keep going and improving that. So there are the current standings. And I post the standings on the Getting Wild with Terry and Friends Twitter account every day. So you can check them there. But back to best bets. For me, I'm putting 2 units on this one. Toronto first five minus 0.5 for my best bet. Nick is also going 2 units, taking the Mets run line once again. Tim is going 1 unit on Sparks plus 9.5 in the WNBA. Bryant sent in this 3-teamer. He likes 2 units on it for Yankees, Dodgers, and Atlanta, all on the money line. And Dave is going 1 unit on Toronto minus 1.5. Ryan, what do you think here for best bet?
Just for the sake of, since I gave out the first five in Houston, Seattle as a total, I'm going to take St. Louis, Cincinnati over 10.5 as my best bet.
All right, perfect. And I will get the best odds for that once the show is done. Best luck to everybody on your bets tonight. If you're watching on Twitter, come join us on YouTube. We'd love to have you. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. If you didn't see the future video or read down below, the NFL preview show is coming up August 10th. After that, we have NHL preview shows for every single team. So make sure to tune in for those. And if you're interested in coming on one of the shows, definitely send me a message. We'd love to have different fans of different teams and cappers as well, breaking down their team and what they think is going to happen. So super excited for that and for the future. But that is the show for today. Best luck to everybody, and we will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Have a good one, guys.